to order the April 19th meeting of the Development Waiver Review Committee. My name is Ann Lippman. I am the chairman of this committee, and I'm also the Community Development Director. Any questions by the applicant or anyone in the audience should be directed to me. At this time, I will ask all my fellow committee members to turn on their microphones and introduce themselves.
Jason Phillips, County Attorney.
Lori Ashmore, Director of Paulding Water.
George Jones, Paulding DOT Director.
Bruce Coyle, County Engineer.
Frank Baker, County Administrator.
Thank you. Our first agenda item today is review of the minutes from the March 15th, 2022 meeting. If everyone has had a chance to take a look at those, I will ask for a recommendation on their adoption.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from Mr. Baker and a second from Mr. Jones. Are there any questions? If not, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be nay, and there are none, so the minutes are approved unanimously by a 5-0 vote. Our first case today is case number 2022-7-W, application by South Capital Holdings LLC, requesting to waive PDOT recommended regulations of a left turn lane for new construction based on a prior traffic report dated 3/28/2017. Property is located in Land Lot 489, District 2, Section 3. Project site is located north of Hay-Renfro Drive and east of Villa Rica Highway, and it is located in Post 1. Our staff has noted that we have received no calls or questions and have received no opposition to the application. Is a representative of South Capital Holdings LLC present? Okay, sir, if you would like to come up to the podium and present your application.
I'm just here to represent.
Well, some of the committee members may have questions, and if you'll just go up there and at least tell us what it is you're asking for.
It's basically delete the left-hand turn lane for, they did a traffic control. It don't support for a left-hand turn lane. And plus the DOT is fixing to widen that road next year, I believe, and put an island through there, and it'd be waste of money on their behalf to do this.
Okay. At this point, I'll ask, is there anyone on the committee who has any questions for the applicant?
Are you planning on doing that GDOT, the Georgia Department of Transportation, widening in lanes that they have proposed on this drawing?
We're not. I know that they have gave GDOT some land, part of their land, to put a red light right there for the two streets to meet and everything. I know that they did award them some land.
So this will be your only access to it. You're not going to be able to access 61 at this time?
Yeah, there is an entrance coming off of 61 that will have a regular deceleration lane and exit lane on that side of the property. They're looking at the southbound side for a left-hand turn is what they're looking to eliminate.
So you're asking for the left turn lane on Hay-Renfro, not 61?
The 61
No, they're asking for the waiver
on 61.
Right, well, because 61
Is GDOT.
would be GDOT.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're asking for a waiver of a left turn lane on Hay-Renfro?
Is that the road beside it?
Yes.
The back.
Because we couldn't grant a waiver for along 61 because that's maintained by Georgia Department of Transportation.
Now he's got it confused then, because he didn't want to widen 61 out there to put a left-hand turn lane in when they're fixing to widen the road and all that. But
Yeah, I understand, but that would be something you'd have to coordinate with the Georgia Department of Transportation, anything within the Highway 61 or any other state highway within the county. That would not be this board.
but I didn't think there was a turn lane or anything off of the side street to get in there. Just a 50-foot taper both ways.
I believe there was a study submitted, and also the packet itself, and it basically requested a waiver, the way I took it, of a left turn on Hay-Renfro Road itself, not 61.
Okay.
Ms. Lippman?
If I can, go ahead, Mr. Baker.
Can we get this gentleman's name and his affiliation with his application?
Oh, yes. I apologize. Please state your name.
I'm Charles T. Dixon, Troy Dixon. I'm granite hauling and grading. Wanted to be doing all the development, grading and all that stuff.
Thank you.
If I may, Ms. Lippman. Sir, do you, South Capitol Holdings, are you affiliated with them?
I do all their grading and work and everything. I got two
Okay.
other gas stations going for them.
Are you an owner?
No,
All right, do you have any ownership interest with them?
no,
Not employed by them?
no.
And let me ask, 2021 Dallas LLC, that's listed as the title holder. Are you part of that LLC?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody here today from South Capitol Holdings or 2021 Dallas LLC?
No, sir.
Okay. And did you apply for this waiver request, or did someone else apply for it?
Hatem Hussein applied for it.
Okay. All right. So this gentleman is not able to indicate, at least confidently, which road the waiver request is being requested for. However, the supplied materials, Mr. Jones, showed a waiver request at least on Hay Renfro, which would be the only thing that this committee has jurisdiction over. So I would recommend that you treat it in regard to Hay Renfro, absent any other information to the contrary.
Exactly, that's, everything submitted was for the Hay Renfro waiving of a left turn lane into the site.
Are there any other questions for the representative? Okay, thank you. You may have a seat.
Thank you.
At this time, I will ask if there is anyone present wishing to speak on behalf of this application. Moving on, is there anyone wishing to express opposition, questions, or concerns regarding this application? If so, sir, please come up to the podium, state your name, and address all questions to me.
Good afternoon. My name is Seth Alexander. I live at 144 Hay Renfro, which is right across the street. Do have questions of just definitions. Obviously, with a piece of paper, left-hand lane, is there a description that would show what they're asking? What Paulding County DOT is asking them to do, and then what they're trying to take away? Because traffic as it is on that road is terrible. So I'm just trying to understand and protect my family best I can.
Is that your only question?
I would like to see it, because that way I can make,
Do we have a copy of the site plan? George, can you answer that for us?
What I'll say is they're asking to waive a left turn lane. Typically at many intersections, not just in Paulding County, but all over the United States, they have a left turn lane. And what they're asking to do is be able to not have to put in the left turn lane based on the traffic study that they submitted showing that it is not warranted.
so essentially with this, instead of, there would be 3 different lanes right there, so they could turn right, going to 61, there would be another lane when they're exiting, coming over, turn left, right? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying, if you're on Hay Renfro turning
Yes.
into their site, there would be no left turn lane, so you would turn from the through lane, turn into the site.
Okay, so if you're,
So with Hay Renfro would, there's basically be a 2-lane roadway with no left turn lane.
okay,
You would make your turns from the through lane rather than a dedicated left turn lane.
okay.
That's what they're asking for.
Waive that extra lane.
I mean, and I'm sorry, this isn't my industry, but, so having that extra lane is going to decrease traffic for us trying to go by, right?
That extra lane basically takes those left turners out of the through traffic lane,
Yeah.
so.
So certainly, we need everything that we can get coming back there. So I wish that y'all would not approve that. Any
And sir, just to be clear, this body here is not dealing with anything on State Route 61.
Yeah, I'm talking about Hay Renfro.
Okay.
I don't care about 61.
Okay. Any
Good.
other questions? Thank you.
I think that's it.
Is there anyone else present who would like to express opposition, have questions or concerns about this application? If not, we will close the public comment portion of this meeting, and I will open it up to the committee for questions and discussion.
And apparently we do not have the applicant present.
Seems we just have a representative of the applicant, but not the applicant nor the property owner. Is there, Jason, is there any issues with the applicant or owner not being present?
Give me a minute to take a look.
Okay, hold please.
Let me discuss a few topics. I think one of the items brought up was that this is going to be widened next year. That may be the case, it may not be. This section of roadway has been slated to be widened now for many years, and it keeps getting basically pushed down the road. I'm not saying that it can't be widened next year, but it wouldn't be unheard of it to be moved further down in years. So I've heard possibly 2030. Again, I don't speak for GDOT, I just know the information that I've been told by them and through them. So that is not a definite that it'll be done next year. The study that was provided, it shows, and again, a traffic estimation coming into the site from 61, from Vernoy Aiken, from Hay Renfro, and these distribution, it's estimated by the engineer. It's not an exact science because, again, there's nothing out there right now. So they're estimating how much traffic is going to come from each direction. What actually happens on an hourly basis and a daily basis may be much different. Again, it's an estimation. And in the study itself, they did determine that a left turn lane was not warranted. However, a right bypass lane, it was very close to meeting that type of warrant. So I just wanted to put that out there. And again, these are estimated numbers. It could be more traffic turning into Hay Renfro, or it could be less coming into the site. We don't know.
Is there any concern about the date? Is there any concern about the date of the study? Looks to be about 5 years old. Is it not taking in any change?
I believe the study that was referenced in the waiver request was a GDOT study simply about Hay Renfro. There was nothing really about
Okay.
the gas station, and so I believe they submitted to Community Development an updated study dated April 6th. That was a
Okay.
traffic impact study for this gas station.
Okay.
To follow up on the question about the applicant not being present, there's not an express requirement in our waiver ordinance requiring the applicant to be physically present. So in that case, since they're not technically here, they're having to submit based on the written documents alone without the opportunity for y'all to really ask any questions about their request.
Thank you.
The distance between Highway 61 and that access along Hay Renfro, how far does that have to be to not generally require a left turn lane?
It's not typically based on that. The left turn lane is more of the type of the traffic you're generating. You're trying to remove people turning, stopping, slowing down from the through traffic stream. So we look at it in terms of separation. You're trying to make sure that the operations from one intersection don't negatively impact the other. That's why you try to have sufficient spacing between intersections. You don't want intersections 100 feet
Right.
away from each other.
Are there any other questions? If not, is there any one who would like to make a motion on this request?
I'll make a motion to amend, basically. I think what I would say is that I'm not going to waive a left turn lane, but we would be acceptable with a right bypass lane in lieu of a left turn lane at this location. So it'd either be a right bypass lane or a left turn lane that we would not waive.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion made by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Coyle to approve a modification. It's not a waiver.
It's going to be a motion to,
Amen.
Amend.
well, it's going to be a motion to allow, to deny the waiver request, and alternatively, to allow a right bypass lane in addition to the left turn lane. Would that be accurate, Mr. Jones?
Yes, it would.
So do we need two motions? No? Okay. So we have a motion to deny the waiver of the left turn lane and approve an amendment of requiring a right bypass lane in lieu of left turn lane. Is that correct? Okay. Are there any questions about that? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be nay. There are none. That motion is approved unanimously. That is our only agenda item today, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Coyle. All in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.